Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the DEERC D10, which is a really nice budget drone. It's not a beginner drone because it's actually pretty good size. I mean, this is a good looking drone. It does fold up, and this one did not come with the case. I did notice that on Amazon some of them came with the case, so be sure and you order the right one that comes with the case. But you can see it folds up really small, but really by the time you unfold it and you get it up in the air, especially if you put the prop guards on it, I mean, this thing's pretty large, so I wouldn't consider this an indoor drone. DEERC is also the same parent company of Holystone, which makes, to me, the best beginner drone in the world, which is the HS210. And then I just reviewed the HS340, which I really like, but these are really good indoor drones. As big as this is, can you fly it indoors? Of course you can. It does not have GPS, hence the price, but it does have altitude hold sensor on the bottom, which makes it hold its altitude really well in the spot. I mean, the wind will still move it around, but you do hook it up with the controller on your phone and you can see what the camera sees, and it's a 1080p camera. It's really good. You're not going to get great cinematic shots because it doesn't have a gimbal, but you'll be really surprised if you fly it really slow in low wind. You can get some really good footage for this drone for the price. I'm really impressed with it because typically I fly drones for the first time in the review, but we finally had a break in the weather. It's been raining for days, so I took it out and flew it, and it flies really well. It's got 3 speeds, so if there's any kind of wind, as soon as you get out there, you want to go to the top speed and play around with it. And the longer you fly it, the more fun it is. I mean, for the price, this is a lot of fun. The battery lasted, 15 to 18 minutes, and it comes with 2 batteries. So I'm really impressed with the flight time you get out of it. If you're thinking about getting your first drone and that you don't want to fly indoors, I think this would be a great drone. So let's go over the controller and all the options of it, and then I'll show the footage before we put it in the air. All right, let me start by saying I love the colors. I love the way it looks. It's really light for as large as it is. If you look on the bottom, the camera is fixed. Let's compare it to the size of a few other drones. Here's the Mini from DJI. You can tell it's quite a bit larger, even though it weighs a lot less. So I wouldn't consider it an indoor drone, kind of like the HS210. This is the best beginner drone there is. And then even the new HS340, it's still way bigger. So these are indoor drones. So when you buy the drone, it comes with 4 prop guards, and those actually go on really easy. They're easy to put on, try to put on backwards, but if you look, they're shaped one direction, and they have 2 little slots here that they pop on. So by the time you put all the prop guards on, this thing takes a lot of space, and those pop on. So if you have all 4 of those on, I don't really wouldn't fly it indoors. So it comes with 2 batteries, it comes with 2 chargers, and I love it that they just plug right in and then they go to the USB. It says it takes about 1.5 hours to charge, and you get 15-20 minutes of flight time. We'll try that out. Mine seemed to charge way faster, but maybe because they weren't completely dead when it came from the factory. It comes with a handy dandy screwdriver, and that is so you can put 3 batteries in the back and undo it. It also, these props are, when you pull this top off, there's a little screw here, and so you can screw them. Just be real careful that you don't over tighten them. And I'd probably use a better screwdriver if I was going to do that, so you don't strip it out. This top goes right back on there. It comes with extra props, which is really nice. And of course they're labeled A and B because the 2 different spin in different directions, so make sure you get the right prop on and the right one, or it will not fly. So let's see what she weighs in at with the battery in and no prop guards. So she weighs in at 153 grams, which is considerably less than the DJI Mini, which weighs in at 243. And so for reference, that weighs about as much as a yummy can of sardines. So let's go over the remote. I don't think these antennas are real. I think they're there for show. You got your power button here, you've got your camera button here, and you've got your video button here to start recording. It does not have an SD card, so it's just going to send it to your phone through the app. You've got the different speed button here, and this is real important. If you're flying it outside and it's just a little bit windy, you're going to want to go to the highest speed as soon as you take off. Here's the flip button, and so if you push the flip button, whichever direction you push one of the controllers, it will flip in that direction. Your stop button is really important, so if the wind starts to take it away from you, you push the stop button and it'll fall out of the sky Don't know what the null button was for. What I was hoping it was for was to stop the spinning or the circle me. So if you press down on the camera button and hold it for 3 seconds, it'll do a large circle. And if you hold down on the video button for 3 seconds, it will start spinning. And I tried to hit null to see if it would stop it, but it doesn't. You just have to hold on this for 3 seconds more, or hit the stop button and it'll fall out of the sky. This is your takeoff button. I was hoping that you could take off also by pulling these in, but it really doesn't work that way. And this is headless mode. I suggest you never use this, and people comment that's really good for beginners. But for beginners, this is a beginner drone. So you want to learn how to fly the orientation of the controls. So if you push headless mode, no matter which direction you push it, whichever way it's pointing, it's going to go in that direction. But you really want to learn the controls and how to steer it. So stay away from headless mode if possible. So to set the trim, and what that means is when it's in the air, if it seems to be drifting left or right or forward or backwards, what you do is you hold down on the speed switch for 3 seconds and it'll go into trimming mode. And then you move these the opposite direction of which way it's going. So if it's facing away from you and it seems to be drifting to the left, you hold down on this button and then you slide this over until it holds its altitude the way you want it to. It takes a little bit of practice, but you'll get the hang of it. So to connect the controller to the drone, you press the button, you turn it on. It'll start blinking really fast, then it stops. Then you turn on the controller. Then you press up, down, and to set the gyros, you push down and to the left. And it'll beep again. Fast, and then it stops. So now you know it's connected. If you push the button, it'll take off. So now what you want to do is you want to connect it to your phone. I don't know why I'm putting those up. Those are, and pull this down and put your phone in here. I'm not going to use I'm using my phone to record, so I'm going to use my iPad to show you the app. So what you want to do is you want to go to your camera and you want to open this up until you get to the icon for the QR code right here. And then you're going to put that in front of your camera and you'll get it'll pull up to open up the app. All right, so you're gonna see here, you'll get the DEERC FPV, but honestly, it's the same app as the HS FPV. You can open it up, but before you do that, what you gotta do, and this is the most important step on this drone, is to turn the drone on. And once it's on, you're gonna go to your settings, you're gonna go to your Wi-Fi, and you're gonna wait for the DEERC to pull up for your Wi-Fi, because you're going to connect your phone to the drone to the remote. So many people I hear about, they fly away, but they're skipping this step. And also on your phone, you may even want to turn it to airplane mode. So right here you see DEERC FPV. You wait for the check mark. And now your controller is connected to your phone, which is connected to the drone. So now you have full connection. Don't skip this step, or your drone could fly away. It's still going to take, you're still going to have to control it with the wind and everything, but now it's all connected. So now when you go to the app, you're going to be shocked what I tell you, but don't use the app. The only reason you're going to use the app is to see the connection on the, oh, it's upside down. It does this, but anyway, there's a way on your phone to flip this over, but see, you see the connection? Now we have it. You see, now we see the connection because you're watching the video from the drone. Oops, keep trying. So the camera's really good. So the camera's really good connected to it. So now we're going to go up to all the controls on the app. Don't use them. That's what I'm going to tell you. You have your photo, your video. You do use it to go back and look at your pictures, but don't use the speed because it doesn't work on the app. Use it on your controller. Because you have all those controls are on your controller. Use them on your controller. Don't use them on the app. Only use the app to see where you're going and to go back and look at the photos that you've taken. I know this takes some getting used to and this is strange, but trust me, just use your controller and use the app to see where the drone's going. So if you're flying around and you want to start practicing by not watching the drone, but by trying to watch where it's going, so when you fly more expensive drones, you can just kind of watch where the drone's going. But if it's windy, you're not going to be able to do this. You're going to have to watch the drone, okay? Another thing is if you're flying it indoors or outdoors and you crashed it, it's kind of hard to tell if this is bent just a little bit and you try to take off and it flies off crooked. It's because these aren't snapped back into position. They bend really easy, which is a good thing. That way if you crash, that these bend. So make sure if you crash it that you bend these back, and also every time you crash it, you're gonna have to reset up and down to reset the drone to the controller. Also, I crashed it really hard inside and the camera came off and it was hanging and I thought I broke it. But if you look, the camera just snaps back into place. So if it's windy, you're gonna have to watch the drone. You're not gonna be able to watch what it sees because it's so light. So let's go put her up in the air and see how she flies. I think you'll be really impressed. This thing flies really well for the price point that it's at. All right, so here we go. We got it hooked up to the Wi-Fi. I went ahead on the app and went to speed 3. So as soon if you look outside, it's really kind of windy. So let's see how she does. I wish we could take it off by pressing down on these, but you can only use the press button. Yeah, she did pretty good. You can definitely tell it's windy. You know, I don't know if the app's true. You know what? You don't use the app to set the speed. That wasn't working. It only worked really with the controller. It wasn't in speed 3. That's something to remember. Look at that. She flies really good. Man, it's quick. A lot quicker than I thought it would be. Woo! What do you think? Should I send her out a little bit? That's probably far enough. That's pretty far out. You know, with the little drone, you don't want to lose it. I love the lights. You know what? The lights really help you with the orientation of it. Alright, so let's try this. See, that's me letting go. You see the wind? It's not a GPS drone. It's holding real well, but the wind, so you just got to learn how to fight it with the wind a little bit. Let's try this thing. So we're going to hit it. Oh, you can still go up. That's kind of cool. All right, let's try that with up. Let's see if we can. Let's go a little bit higher and do that. Oh, you know what? So if you just push something away, if you just turn it, it'll stop. So when you have that, it'll do the spinning. And then just as soon as you start going a different direction, it'll stop. Woo, gust of wind. All right, let's try this one. So we got, push this one. So that's gonna make it do circles. That's gonna look crazy on the thing. See how the wind takes it away? And then again, just give us some, man, that's a lot of lights. I wonder if you can turn the lights off. I'm sure that takes a lot of battery. You know, it's doing a lot better in the wind than I thought. You can probably hear the wind in the GoPro, because look at the pond. Man, this thing is, if the camera's as good as I hope, this thing's really nice. Because it's too big to be an indoor drone. All right, I'm sure the video, I'm not trying to do cinematic. All right, let's send her out one more time. Let's see how far she'll go. I don't want to lose her. All right, that's about 150 yards maybe. I'm a golfer, so I go by yards. That's pretty good. Wow.
Guys, that's going into the wind. This thing's pretty quick. All right, let's do a punch. Let's bring her in. All right. Woo, the wind's fighting. All right, straight up. Yeah, it doesn't go up very fast real high, does it? I didn't think you could buy a drone like this for $60, $70. Ah! Okay, there's a big gust of wind. Man, it's doing good. All right. All right, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That was pretty impressive for as windy as it is. Let's go in and we'll talk about it.
So thanks so much for watching my review of the DEERC D10. I mean, this thing packs a lot of punch for the dollar, and even for about the same price, DEERC also has the D50, which comes in a really nice case. I haven't flown this one yet, but I'll compare the two in the next video. So for the price, this is gonna make a lot of kids really happy because their parents don't mind spending $70 when they don't want to spend $500 or $600 on a really nice GPS drone. But you could have a lot of fun with this for the price. And with the app and all the things that it does and the pictures that it takes, I mean, this could be the really good stepping stone for someone for a nice outdoor drone. If you're wanting to fly indoors, I don't think this would be your drone, because by the time it takes you to get the skill set to really learn the controls, you might be crashing it a few times into the walls. I would still say the beginner drone, you want to start with the HS210, which is this price on Amazon right now. Or if you're just wanting to have fun flying a drone around, this HS340 is really a nice drone. They fly very similar, but of course the size difference on these are huge. Another thing I did notice, since this is so much bigger, that the wind did kind of catch this a little bit more because it's really light. Actually, you wouldn't believe how close these are in the same weight. So if it's windy outside, you can't fly this one very well. So, but it's got a really nice niche that it fits in for a nice, good drone to learn. It's very durable. I didn't crash it, but it just with the way it's built, I can tell it's really, really durable. So if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe. Subscribers mean everything for this channel, and please leave a comment. I promise I'll respond. Let me know what you think about it, especially if you're thinking about ordering one, or if you have one, tell me how much you like it. I really look forward to that, and I'll see you in the next one.